Did you know that what's happening in your mouth can affect your fertility? We have a unique microbiome in all the different areas of our body. Our skin has its own microbiome, even our eyes have a microbiome, and our mouth has a microbiome. What's interesting is the microbiome of the mouth needs balance just as much as anywhere else in the body. But a lot of the microbes that are in the mouth may be causing systemic inflammation. So chronic inflammation and infection of the gums and other tissues that support overall health and support periodontal health, if there's inflammation or if there's disease or infection, all of those things are going to create generalized inflammation and immune system activity throughout the body, and hence throwing the body into stress or fight or flight mode. When the body is fighting an infection, it's really hard for it to give over its energy and resources to fertility. Periodontal health has also been linked to preterm birth, preeclampsia, and low birth weights in infants. So there are a lot of studies with a lot of different links back to fertility and health of the baby and health of mom throughout pregnancy that have connected oral microbiome health to what's happening in the uterus. Let's talk about a few of the studies. One study in the Journal of Periodontology in 2009 found that women with periodontal disease were more likely to take longer to conceive than those without periodontal disease. The study followed 3,000 women and found that the ones with periodontal disease had taken an average of 7 months to conceive compared to 5 months for those that were without disease. They concluded low-grade systemic inflammation associated with periodontal disease may have a local effect within the endometrium. That was one of the early studies. In 2011, the Journal of Reproductive Medicine published a study that men with periodontal disease had lower sperm counts and motility compared to those without the condition. The study only followed 56 men, but they found that those with periodontal disease had significantly lower sperm counts and motility than the ones who didn't. And last but not least, and this one is probably the most integral to the field of fertility, which is it was published in the Journal of Assisted Reproduction and Genetics in 2016, that found that women undergoing in vitro who had periodontal disease had lower pregnancy rates and higher rates of miscarriage compared to those without the condition. And they had followed 256 women, which is still small, but that's a significant number of women that they followed. And what they found was when they were undergoing IVF, they had lower rates of pregnancy than women who did not have that disease. So in general, the imbalance of the oral microbiome may be affecting your fertility in several ways. Inflammation, we talked about that, the chronic low-grade inflammation happening in your mouth via periodontal disease and imbalance in the microbiome can spread systemically throughout the body and create a negative effect on fertility. Number two, hormonal imbalances like the imbalance of an oral microbiome can affect hormone levels in the body, which can then interfere with ovulation and other reproductive functions. Number three, immune dysfunction. Now, any level of your body needing to fight off an infection, whether it's low grade in the mouth or an infection somewhere else, all of that is going to negatively affect your fertility. Because your immune system is activated, it's trying to fight off. So it's in fight or flight mode inherently. And when it's in fight or flight mode, it's really hard to allow the body to relax and receive. So it moves the body out of safety and puts it into a fight mode, which is going to make it harder for your body to feel safe and be able to reproduce. And then number four, the spread of harmful bacteria. So an imbalanced oral microbiome can allow for harmful bacteria to thrive and spread to other parts of the body, such as the reproductive system. These imbalances can be asymptomatic, yet fertility can still be compromised. So, some things to improve your oral health. Brush and floss. I know you've heard this from your doctor, but what I'm going to add here is that you absolutely need to be brushing with products that don't affect the oral microbiome. So you really don't want to use those like very strong antibacterial toothpastes that are going to affect the microbiome of your mouth. Secondarily, you really want to avoid kind of all of the chemicals and things like that that are in toothpaste that are supposedly making the toothpaste better, but actually negatively affecting your microbiome. And then three, things with fluoride, toothpaste with fluoride is going to have an antimicrobial effect. And again, antimicrobial sounds good, but it's the effect of, you've all heard about the impact of antibiotics on our gut health. It kills all of the good microbes along with the bad stuff. And when you do that in your mouth, it repopulates. It's a lot harder to repopulate with the good stuff. Last but not least, you want to make sure that your toothpaste is free of the little beads that help to give you that extra clean feeling. Those beads are actually plastic. They're microplastics. So you don't want those in your mouth. And then when you're flossing, you want to make sure that you have a natural floss so that you're not using plastic or PFAs to go in between your teeth. It sounds like a small thing, but the PFAs are known endocrine disruptors, so they affect and create more hormonal imbalance in the body. We do have a company that we like. It's called Primal Life. If you are curious and you're like, how do I find out more? We're gonna link our Amazon store in there so that you can check out products that I recommend for our clients. Number 2, eat a really healthy diet. A healthy diet is rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and essentially you want to prioritize eating green leafy vegetables. The more greens you eat, the better. It's better for your fertility, it's better for your oral health, it's better for your whole body. Eat more greens. And then sugar and acidic foods and drinks are going to negatively affect your oral health. So really kind of staying away from those acidic foods, and honestly, like really taking care of your teeth is important so that you can make sure that you're doing all of the things that are going to support your oral microbiome. And then if you smoke, smoking is a no-go. It negatively affects so everything in your body, especially if you're trying to get pregnant. It's affecting egg health, sperm health. There's so many studies on this, but smoking and cigarettes also affect your periodontal health. Means they cause more oral health problems that you don't want if you're trying to get pregnant. All right, so that's it for us today. Thank you so much for being with us, and we'll be back soon with more tips, so make sure to hit that subscribe button.